Yo, what's up guys? It's officially media day for the Chicago Bulls. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about it and breaking it down. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also, leave a quick like below today's video if you guys are excited for media day and this season right around the corner. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into today's video because Arturas and Billy Donovan were the first ones out and they were talking about Lonzo. They gave an update on him and talking about this offseason. And I know many Bulls fans, including myself, were really just kind of confused why the Bulls waited so long to push off Lonzo Ball surgery. And Arturas did comment on that whole situation, and he said, "We gave every opportunity for Lonzo to rehab and get back on the court without his surgery." And I do understand that going through another knee surgery is not great news, but hopefully he can recover, and hopefully that fixes whatever problem that was bothering him. AK did continue, and he said, "That was our thought process with that thought in mind of what's best for the player. After 4 to 6 weeks, they're going to follow up with Lonzo Ball and go from there." I'm just happy that there's a timeline and at least the Bulls have sort of a plan going on. This whole offseason was just a big mess. And after that, Arturas did comment on the Bulls offseason, and he said the approach was basically adding more talent and depth. We did retain 12 players from last year. The Bulls obviously added Drummond and Goran Dragic, and they did draft Dalen Terry. AK did say they focused more on the depth and giving enough ammo for Billy Donovan to operate, giving him enough guards and wings to be functional. And I'm going to be real, I didn't really love this offseason, but I do believe the Bulls did get slightly better. Drummond and Dragic are two very good veterans that are going to help out this young Bulls team. And after that, Billy Donovan did give some updates on this offseason. He did say he traveled overseas to spend some time with Goran Dragic after the Bulls signed him. And he said Dragic is very excited and he's only concerned with winning. So that's good to hear. Billy Donovan also gave a little comment on Patrick Williams. And he said he wants him to be more aggressive. And that's where it starts. And I agree. The Bulls need Pat to take that next step. And after that, Billy Donovan gave a little update on Dragic and the starting point guard position. And he did call Goran Dragic by far the most seasoned and experienced point guard on the roster, but he doesn't know who will start at that position yet. He wants to see how the group runs together in some scrimmages for training camp this week. And then after that, Zach LaVine did come to the podium and he talked about his offseason and his knee. And he said he feels really good going into camp, and he talked about the expectations for the Chicago Bulls. He also said that the Eastern Conference is very competitive and he's ready for it. Zach LaVine gave a bunch of great answers, and he's just looking like that true #1 option and just a great veteran out there and just a leader for this Bulls team. He did talk about his expectations for the Bulls, and he said, "If they're not high, what are we doing here?" I love to hear that. And he did continue, and he said, "We're a team that held a top record in the East all the way until the All-Star break, got a playoff berth, and got our feet wet. If we're not competing for a championship, we're selling ourselves short." I love to hear that from the Bulls leader. I'm expecting a big season out of Zach LaVine. It's great to hear that he's very confident with the Bulls himself and he's healthy going into training camp. He also said he did add a lot to his game this past offseason, so I'm expecting a big year out of Zach LaVine. It's going to be great to see a healthy Zach LaVine paired with DeMar DeRozan. And after Zach, DeMar DeRozan did come to the podium, and he talked about people doubting him, and he said, "At this point, I always find humor in it." And I love to hear that. DeMar was super cool with the Bulls media and everything like that, and he was talking on the doubters, and he said, "At this point, I always find humor in it. You always try to find reasons to be motivated. At this point, I have so many other motivational factors that it becomes laughable to me. I always use whatever I can. It's free energy." You love to hear that from DeMar. He's having fun. He's super excited for this season. He also gave a little comment on the Eastern Conference. He said he loves how competitive the East is going to be. That burns out the best of you. You put me in a room with the best, and it's going to burn out the best in me. DeMar was also talking about how he has been continuing to work on his game, had a very busy offseason with Bulls teammates, especially Patrick Williams. I'm super excited for training camp. I'll be having videos out all week long for you guys. And then after DeMar DeRozan, Vooch did come out. He was having some fun. He was talking about all the Rudy Gobert trade rumors. He was making a few jokes, having fun. He said he really didn't focus on it. He had some talks with the Bulls front office and Billy Donovan. They told him pretty much they weren't going to trade him. He was very confident he wasn't going to get traded. And Vooch obviously did talk about his struggles last season, especially in his three-point shooting. And he did say when shots didn't start falling last year, he wasn't in a rhythm, and it took him a while to get out of it. It's not how you fall, it's how you come back up. Let's see how I come back from that and play this year. I think it's going to be a good year for me. Vuce was being very confident. You know, he talked about how he had to learn a new role, new position on a different team, talked about the trade rumors. He said he had a big offseason. He's not going to let last year's struggle weigh on him. He also said he was very passive last year. He had a good summer. There was also some talk about him potentially playing the 4 and being like a stretch 4 with, I'd assume, Drummond at the 5. Billy Donovan and him both said they're open to it. They're definitely try it out. I don't really see that going well. I mean, we saw how Vuce and Tristan Thompson played together. It was not really good. But overall, Vuce was very confident, very happy, cracking some jokes. You know, he's really, really excited for this upcoming year. He had a big offseason, just trying to keep last year in the past, and hopefully he can bounce back and have a good year this year. I truly hope so for Vuce. And then after Vuce, Alex Caruso came out for a bit. You know, he said he did give some thought on changing his jersey due to Bill Russell, but the NBA said no because he's in the top 75 jerseys sold. He said he will revisit that decision next season. He also gave a little comment on Goran Dragic, and he said the dude blew his knee out in the finals and tried to come back and play 3 games later. You don't have to worry about toughness with him. You know, Caruso was very confident, very positive. He also said that he believes this Bulls team is really good when healthy, and he's expecting a big year from this Bulls team. And then finally, Patrick Williams did come out. You know, I feel like there's been a lot of talk about Patrick Williams being able to take that next step, and the Bulls' future is really on his shoulders. You know, obviously, when Patrick Williams came out, you could tell that this man lost a lot of weight. You know, he's definitely looking a lot skinnier. He also said, you know, meeting celebrities to me isn't fun. Basketball is. I was really happy to hear that. He talked about his offseason, you know, running 5v5s. He had a very busy offseason working out with DeMar, having some 4/5 a.m. workouts. He said he got thinner this offseason because he felt overweight last year. He also did comment on the Bulls' offense, that it's changing, and that Billy Donovan did say they will experiment with Patrick Williams playing the 5 position again in training camp. Zach LaVine also commented on Patrick Williams, same with DeMar. They pretty much all said the same thing, that they're very confident in him. He's ready to go after it. They just need to see it on the floor. I'm expecting a big year out of Patrick Williams. You know, he's the same weight, but he lost some weight. He slimmed down. He's much quicker. He can cut and turn faster. I'm super pumped that it's media day. Thank God. You know, the offseason was super boring and super dead. I'm super pumped for media day, training camp. I'll have videos out all this week long. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about our Taurus, giving an update on Lonzo, talking about the off season. Also, Pat kind of hinting at a different change in the offense for this upcoming year. Obviously, Zach and DeMar are finally healthy and ready to go. I'm expecting a big year. I'm super excited. Thank you guys for watching today's video and all the love on the past few videos and the channel. Definitely keep an eye out on future videos all week long if the Bulls put out some news on training camp. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.